Trump got found guilty of sexual assault, basically rape. And we're all so numb to it that we're just like, put it on our tab. We don't understand what's happening to our country. I've totally accepted that Trump may still win, right? Totally accepted. As far as I'm concerned, the next president is either going to be Trump from prison or Biden from hospice. That's just what it's going to be. He's found guilty of rape, basically. Isn't that insane? And I know rape's a tough thing to bring up on a comedy show. It's like the Holocaust or slavery. If you bring it up, do you trivialize it in a bad way or do you reduce it in a good way? Let's try to reduce rape in a good way. You ready? I think we can do it. We never joke about rape because it's the worst thing you can do to somebody except murder, and we joke about murder constantly. Like, dude, if you come to my show and sit in the front row with your girl, I'm gonna kill you. If you wear a beanie to my show, I'm gonna murder you on sight. I couldn't have substituted rape in either one of those. Like, your dad is never gonna call you and be like, if you're late for your mother's birthday, I'm gonna rape you. Like, it's never gonna happen. Every movie's got kill, death, murder in the title, in the plot. You're never gonna see a trailer for like John Wick 5, like they raped his dog. And now one by one, he has to rape them back. I loved Kill Bill. Did anybody see Rape Bill? I don't remember it.
No, going over.
James Bond, License to Rape. Who was that? Was that Daniel Craig? Remember that great song, Raping Them Softly? My friend said I probably shouldn't do that joke. I was like, how come? And she goes, because I think rape is worse than murder. And I was like, I know a lot of people that have recovered from rape. I don't know anyone who's recovered from murder. All right, one guy 2,000 years ago, Jesus Christ, and people will not shut the fuck up about it. They're like, he was dead, and he was like, psych, look familiar, motherfucker? Yeah. Shoulda raped me.
Yeah, this bit is crazy.
Look, I probably shouldn't do that joke, but unfortunately, it rapes. I may have lost you on some of that. That's a new thing, where like, because so many political leaders and religious leaders and corporate leaders and journalists have all sort of fallen, so now comedians are held to this incredibly high standard. It's so weird. It's so weird. Like, remember when everybody was walking around going, is Ellen nice?
Stop.
Is Ellen DeGeneres nice? First of all, Ellen's one of the funniest people alive. That's A. B, she's a gay rights icon. Came out on TV in the 90s, got kicked off TV for being gay, comes back 6 years later, dominates. It's an amazing story. But it's not enough for people. They're like, yeah, but is she nice? It's so childish. It's like being like, is my car also a boat? Just appreciate that you have a car, you baby. Also, is Ellen nice? How many nice lesbians have you ever met in your entire life? You know what I mean? They're never mean, but they're never bubbly. They're like public defenders. They're like, we're gonna get you out of here. Yeah, I had a handyman doing work at my house. Not like he was like my handyman. He was just like I got him off Craigslist, and he just wasn't that handy. And after a few times coming to my house, he was like, you know Kevin Hart? And I was like, yeah, I know Kevin a little bit. And he goes, is he humble? I was like, Jeremy, you're a handyman. You're not humble. So why does Kevin have to be humble? Also, what you're asking me is, hey, Neil, is that 5'3" billionaire humble? What do you think, Jeremy? How humble do you think Kevin Hart is on a scale from Napoleon to Tom Cruise? Pretty put little Kevin there in terms of raw humility. Comedians get in trouble all the time for talking about transgender rights, which is how corrupt is the rest of society that we're talking about a serious issue. People go, well, what do the clowns think? Why are you bringing this up?
Damn.
Has anyone asked the clowns about it? I will say, I have a pretty controversial transgender opinion. You ready?
Oh, there you go.
I don't really think about them that much. Neil, are you a bigot? Nope, just busy. I think about transgender people about as much as I think about left-handed Filipino people. Like, I'm not mad at them. I hope they get everything they need. If I meet one and they want to shake with their left hand, I'm not going to be like, right hands only. I don't recognize that hand as a hand. Yeah, Joe Rogan gets in trouble all the time. Joe Rogan, known him 30 years, great dude, nice dude, funny dude, always been nice to me, right? He got in trouble during COVID because he had on like anti-vax people. And when you're talking in public about medicine and science, you should hit them back with facts, whereas Joe was just like, oh, that's interesting. He got in trouble, and then people were boycotting Spotify, and then Spotify didn't promote him or demote him. They were just like, ah. Like that was their official corporate statement. Like, be funny if a corporation really stood by one of their controversial artists or spokesmen, like when Jared from Subway got popped. You know what I mean? If Subway had been like, yeah, he's a pedophile, but he lost the fucking weight. We don't know how he burnt the calories. That's none of our business. I'm a bad boy. The problem with Joe's podcast is it's too long. The worst I've ever had to piss is every time I've done that podcast. Like, it's amazing. It's just insanely long. Like, of course he's gonna say stuff incorrectly every once in a while. Like, you ever drive to like a 4 or 5 hour drive, like Vegas or something, and by the third hour, you're just grasping at straws? Where you'll be like, would you have sex with Judge Judy? Be honest. Like for charity? I gotta say, it's a weird time to be a comedian, because every time I pick my phone up, it's like, your friend's in trouble. Every time it's like, did Joe Rogan abdicate his responsibilities as a broadcaster? Did Dave Chappelle bring the tackling on himself with the transgender talk? I don't know. The shit's all so heavy. Like, I didn't get into comedy to make grand moral judgments about my friends. Got into comedy to jerk off in front of unsuspecting women. Now, are you gonna support me or not? Did everyone get that one?
Yeah.
Another issue is Joe just kept getting more and more mainstream. Like, if you had asked me in the year 2004 who the most consequential political figures in America would be in 2024, I would not have said the host of The Apprentice and the host of Fear Factor. Would not have said that. But everything gets more mainstream. Mental health got way more mainstream. Like, very few people used to talk about it, and now it's like a true movement. ESPN's always carrying on about how athletes need to have good mental health. And I want everyone to have great mental health, but not athletes. Guys, we need our athletes to be total psychos. You know what I'm saying that? You know what I call an athlete with good mental health? An assistant coach is what I call him. What documentary did we all watch about basketball during COVID? Last Dance, correct. Did Michael Jordan seem mentally healthy to you in the slightest? Giant mansion, one chair.
I did not see that.
Here's what we learned during The Last Dance. We learned that Michael Jordan's hobby was basketball, but his passion was revenge. It's what fueled him. It's what fuels all the greats, like settling scores and holding grudges. I was at a restaurant recently, and some little kid was crying, and his dad was like, son, just to remember, the most important thing in life is to never take anything personally. And I slid it and was like, unless you want to be the greatest basketball player who ever lived. So do you want to make $150 million every year in passive income off a picture of you jumping from 1985? And even just based on the silhouette of you jumping, we can tell what an absolute sociopath you are. And we want that shit in our shirt and our shoes. And Mexican dudes want it in the back of their pickup trucks for some reason. No one knows why. Right side of the glass, white Jordan logo. Let the anthropologists figure it out, guys. No one knows.